The devastating floods that swept across southwestern and central China in late May 2026 stand as one of the country's most destructive natural disasters of the year. What began as days of relentless rainfall quickly evolved into a humanitarian crisis that claimed at least 22 lives, left dozens missing, displaced tens of thousands of people, and caused widespread destruction across 7 provinces. For many residents, the disaster unfolded with terrifying speed. Rivers that had quietly flowed through towns and villages suddenly transformed into violent torrents. Streets became waterways, bridges collapsed, communications failed, and entire communities found themselves cut off from the outside world. Chinese state media described the weather system as the most intense storm to hit the country this year. Over a period of roughly 5 days, some regions received as much as 12 inches, 300 millimeters of rainfall. In Fangchenggang, a coastal city near the Vietnamese border, rainfall reportedly reached an astonishing 32 inches, more than 800 millimeters, an amount capable of overwhelming almost any drainage and flood control system. The disaster affected multiple provinces simultaneously, creating an enormous challenge for emergency responders. Among the hardest-hit regions was Hunan Province, where more than 31,000 residents were evacuated as floodwaters surged through mountainous communities. At least 5 people lost their lives, while 11 others remained missing. The mountainous geography of Hunan made the situation particularly dangerous. Heavy rain saturated hillsides, increasing the risk of landslides and flash floods. In many areas, residents had little time to react as torrents of muddy water rushed through valleys and settlements. Families abandoned their homes in darkness, carrying only essential belongings, while emergency warnings echoed across affected communities. Elsewhere, tragedy struck in Guangxi, where 10 people died after a vehicle plunged from a bridge into a swollen river. The incident highlighted one of the most underestimated dangers during severe weather events: infrastructure failure. Roads and bridges that appear stable can become deadly traps when subjected to relentless rain, erosion, and rapidly rising water levels. In Guizhou province, 4 people were confirmed dead, while 5 others remained missing. Floodwaters severed communications in several locations, isolating communities and complicating rescue efforts. Roads became impassable as landslides buried transportation routes beneath mud and debris. Emergency teams struggled to reach stranded residents in remote mountainous areas. The central province of Hubei also suffered significant losses, with 3 deaths and 4 people reported missing. Across the affected regions, dramatic images showed residents wading through waist-high muddy water while rescue workers used inflatable boats to pull trapped families to safety. Cars were submerged, homes inundated, and businesses brought to a standstill. Beyond the immediate loss of life, the floods exposed the vulnerability of modern societies to extreme weather. Despite advances in forecasting technology, infrastructure, and disaster management, nature demonstrated how quickly a powerful storm can overwhelm human systems. The China Meteorological Administration warned that additional rainfall could continue in southern regions, including Hong Kong and southeastern China. Forecasters predicted up to 8 more inches of precipitation in some areas, raising fears of further flooding and landslides. The disaster also raises broader questions about climate resilience. Scientists around the world have increasingly linked warmer global temperatures to more intense rainfall events. A warmer atmosphere can hold more moisture, resulting in heavier downpours when storms develop. While no single weather event can be attributed solely to climate change, experts agree that extreme rainfall is becoming more frequent and more severe in many parts of the world. Perhaps the most important lesson from this tragedy is that disaster preparedness saves lives. Early warning systems, emergency evacuation plans, resilient infrastructure, and public awareness are not luxuries. They are necessities. The thousands of people successfully evacuated from Hunan demonstrate the value of rapid government response and effective emergency coordination.